welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to an exciting Friday night GLC matchup. Hello, everybody. Pat Hayes, Grant Graves. Happy to be back on the call with all of you after a weird and wild winter break. We're back here at Lakewood High School, which is our favorite place to be. And, Pat, we love calling big games, and this is certainly one of them. Parma and Lakewood, both 1-1 in the GLC East, and this game will be pivotal into seeing who ascends up the standings and who falls a game behind first place in the GLC East. Pat, it's been a rough couple of games for the Rangers. The last time we brought you a boys broadcast, they won.
Yes.
So I'm hoping the Lakewood Sports Channel luck will have something to do with tonight's game. That was a great game for Lakewood to beat Normandy, to play a close game. They haven't played many close games since then, except in their last game on Tuesday, First Valley Forge. You were there. What were some encouraging things you saw from the Rangers?
You know, they gave really good effort, and you know, they played hard. They kept it close. They just missed some shots on the stretch that limited them, you know, taking a loss. But they shot 35% from the field overall and only 16% from three-point and 50% from the free throw lines. Those are numbers that will make head coach Alex Kamak really get the guys on the gun during practice. But last time we saw these guys at the corner of Butts and Franklin, man, they were really shooting it hot that night, especially from distance. Hopefully some home cooking will fix those shooting woes. Yeah, it's good to be home. I mean, they were 0 for 9 from 3 in the fourth quarter. And, you know, you lose by 5. You know, that's a big factor.
Certainly is a big factor, and a big factor tonight for the Rangers will be Hakeem Karan, as he had a fantastic game on the Lakewood Sports Channel in our Lakewood's only win over Normandy. He's going to have to get going from the field. He'll need some help from the supporting cast, but anytime Lakewood has been in the game, Hakeem has had a big night, so he'll be looking to get the scoring touch going early.
And you just had a birthday.
That's right. So. Happy belated birthday to Hakeem the Dream, a favorite of the Lakewood Sports Channel. And on the other side, it's the Parma Redmen coming in 5-1. They are 1-1 in the GLC East, identical to Lakewood. Their first loss of the year, coincidentally, was Tuesday night against a really good Holy Name squad. They lost 80-55, so kind of a blowout loss that Parma is coming out of. And their star has had a couple non-star-like nights, and Darius Davis, the leading scorer in this area, averaging 27.2 points per game. And that is not a typo. He has gone nuclear in a couple of games, but these last two, he's been held to under 15 points in both contests. He'll probably look to get his game going early tonight.
Yes, he definitely will, and that's one of my keys is, you know, you take Davis out of the game, you have a chance. Holy Name did that. They were able to face guard him, take him out of the game, and they were able to, you know, get a win. So shutting him down is very important for the Rangers tonight.
Well, that is our matchup of the game. It's one Darius Davis in red and white versus our very own Hakeem Karan in the purple and gold. Our matchup of the night is sponsored by Harrington Moving. We really appreciate everybody joining us on the Lakewood Sports Channel. It's so good to be back on the Lakewood Sports Channel, presented by Harrington Moving, Newcastle Roofing, and our first quarter sponsor, First Federal of Lakewood. It's going to be an awesome atmosphere here tonight. Parma has traveled really well. The Lakewood student section is out in full force. Lakewood is going to really want to get off to a good start tonight, Pat.
Yeah, they really do. And, you know, they played hard, gave good effort on Tuesday. So, you know, carry some of that effort over and now make some shots and let's get a win tonight.
And Lakewood will certainly be looking to keep pace in the GLC East. This matchup has all the makings of a classic. It'll be Lakewood. It will be Parma in just 1 minute's time here from Lakewood High School. So get those chores out of the way, get dinner on the table, and turn up the volume on the Lakewood Sports Channel. We will go down now for the national anthem and starting lineups on the Lakewood Sports Channel.
You
A beautiful rendition there of the national anthem. Very happy to have a singer in there getting that one going. That is a great tone to set for tonight's game. Well, Pat, we already talked about a couple of keys to the game tonight, but Lakewood will really want to keep an eye on Darius Davis. Like we said, he's averaging 27 points per game. He had 33 against North Royalton, 36 against Trinity, and 37 in an overtime win against Columbia. This is a guy that can go nuclear. Which Lakewood Ranger do you think will be tasked with keeping him at bay?
You know, I think they're going to have to do a couple different guys. You know, I think we'll see who starts on him, but I think the Rangers are going to move to different defenses, give him different looks to try to keep him off balance. You know, and I think you might even see at times maybe a Hakeem or Andre or probably not Andre, but probably Hakeem face guarding him, trying not even to let him touch the basketball.
It's a tough assignment for anybody in Northeast Ohio, Pat, but with Hakeem being one of the offensive engines tonight, it'll be interesting to see how long that assignment goes for, or maybe the defense's coach Kamak throws at Parma. It might not be all man-to-man.
Correct. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how we go. You know, like I said, I think they switch it up from time to time. But if you limit him, you have a good chance of getting a W tonight.
Certainly. For the Parma Redmen tonight in the starting lineup, it'll be number 1, Darius Davis, number 5, Lawrence Williamson, the junior, number 11, Chuck Vanderlyn. He is the junior guard. Senior guard, Josh Mankins, number 13. And rounding out the starting lineup for Mike Durkin's Parma Redmen will be Jonathan Lewis, the senior. And for the Lakewood, it's a familiar starting 5, as it will be led out by number 1, MJ Grayer, number 3, Andre Hollenberg, number 10, Hakeem the Dream Karan, number 12, Drew Jabinowski, and number 10, the senior guard, rounding out the starting 5 for Coach Alex Kamock's Lakewood Rangers, is number 14, Michael Hamden.
Hopefully the Rangers can keep their composure tonight, you know, handle pressure. They turned the ball over way too much against Valley Forge on Tuesday, you know, in the 20s with turnovers. And, you know, Valley Forge doesn't even really pressure the ball too much. A lot of it was self-inflicted. So they need to limit that, take care of the basketball, be strong with the ball.
Well, and one of the things we definitely saw in film from Parma, Pat, was the fact that Davis and Reed, who's not in the starting lineup tonight, but we will probably see him at some point tonight, they can really hound the perimeter. A lot of the success that Parma has had early on against Buckeye, against Trinity, in the film that we saw on them, man, they can really hound your ball handlers. So guys like Michael Hamden, guys like Andre Hollenberg, you're going to have to be really solid with the ball tonight.
Yes, they have to be strong with the ball. You know, you got to step up. You know, these guards, I mean, heck, we're starting mostly guards, but they all got to handle the basketball, be strong with the ball, and you know, handle pressure.
It will be a good one tonight as Williamson and Grayer will go to the center circle for the tip-off tonight from Lakewood High School. Thanks for joining us on the Lakewood Sports Channel. It will be a great atmosphere all night long as these two GLC East teams face off in a pivotal conference matchup. And we're off with Parma controlling the tip on the Lakewood Sports Channel, presented by First Federal Lakewood. Davis dribbles through his legs, the area's leading scorer for Northeast Ohio, starts this one off for Parma. That's Mankins, that's Vanderlyn, number 11 with the ball there, as Hakeem Karan, again, like we said, will draw the tough assignment on Davis.
You know, this is one of the first games the Rangers haven't necessarily been too outmatched in the size category, so that bodes well for the Rangers.
What a block underneath by Grayer to start this one off, and the Rangers are out and running. Grayer thought he lost his man underneath the hoop, but he got back just in time to block that one. But Williamson returns the favor on the other end. It's a block party on Friday night here on the Lakewood Sports Channel.
Can't force shots, got to get in the flow of the offense.
Nice job by Hollenberg not to foul there, and they're going to say he double dribbled.
Yeah, I think that's the right call there. Got to take your time. You know, if you don't have numbers, take it up, and you don't need to push it.
Certainly Lakewood wants to make the most of every possession tonight. The turnovers have been the thorn in their side, but really nice job by Hollenberg to force Davis into an early turnover.
Yeah, absolutely. he did a good job defensively. Now you just got to, settle down, make sure you're good, and then push it.
Nice job by Hamden guarding on the perimeter against number 13. That's Mankins. Davis underneath, wild layup, no good, and Hamden tips it around, but it comes into Williamson. Parma will reset with Davis wide open in the corner, and that one is almost as good as automatic.
That's not one guy you want to lose.
Tough to find him again after that scramble there, but really smart play by Davis just to go to the corner and know that Lakewood is going to have a hard time finding him. As the jump pass by Grayer is his second turnover of the night. He's going to want to set both feet and make that pass.
Yeah, he's an important player for the Rangers. He's leading the team in rebounds, but he needs to keep his composure on the offensive end.
MJ Grayer also had 4 assists in Lakewood's only win of the year against Normandy. He's a big part of the engine that is the purple and the gold. Nice job there by Grayer to shield that one before it went out of bounds. And Lakewood will retain possession side out of bounds. Our only points of the night have come from the hot hand of Darius Davis from the corner. Lakewood giving up 52 points to Valley Forge the other night, 63 points to Dover in their loss 2 games ago. But their only win of the year, they gave up 41 points and did a really strong job of defending the hoop. They'll need to do that tonight against a very prolific offense. Nice curl there by Grayer. That layup no good, but a great play design there to get him open on the block.
And Grant, there's no surprise there. You play good defense, leads to success.
Couple turnovers early in this one, and Lakewood is doing a nice job of limiting Parma's ability there as Karan's 3 just off the front iron. And so far this one has been a little clunky to start.
Yeah, neither team is getting into a flow of an offense. It's, either a turnover or a quick shot. I'd love to see the Rangers kind of get into something.
There draws no iron as the shot from Mankins way too long. Jablonowski jabs, steps, and drives to the middle. He finds Karan open in the corner. That flat shot, no good, but it's Jablonowski on the offensive glass. Nice job by the sophomore to find a cutting Hamden, and your Lakewood Rangers are on the board.
Yeah, Drew's a really up-and-coming sophomore. I mean, he, as a sophomore, he's almost like this glue guy for this team right now, doing the dirty work down below.
Well, he's certainly a guy you don't expect to get many assists from on a nightly basis, but it's a very awesome silver lining, it's a really awesome positive for Lakewood when he can. He had 3 assists against Valley Forge the other night. He's really unselfish with the basketball and a very, very careful with the ball as well.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job in the middle of the Valley Forge zone there, kind of squaring up and finding guys, which was really good for the Rangers' success.
The Rangers having success on the defensive end have forced a few turnovers already. 1 block for Grayer on the defensive end in this first quarter, brought to you by the Lakewood Sports Channel and First Federal of Lakewood. Mankins thought about it, but a back pick there. Reed's layup no good. As Keith Reed checks into the game, the other dynamic guard for Parma. Had 20 points in an overtime win versus Columbia and is averaging 11.7 points per game on the year. Really a good shooter from deep and can really get out in transition. So if the Lakewood's going to be lax with the ball, he's going to make them pay.
Definitely. And not to keep going with Drew Jab, but he is only a sophomore, and in this position with this team, he's playing and guarding bigs. So he's going to get bigger and stronger in the next couple of years, which will be huge for the
Lakewood.
Rangers.
Scrambled around and they lost Vanderlyn, and he'll make you pay. Chuck Vanderlyn from deep, and it's so far 2 threes are on the board for Parma. Their points for this evening as Davis went from the steal there, and you will see a lot of that from Parma tonight. They will gamble for the steal, trying to force turnovers. They're not necessarily going to move their feet too much to stay in front of you, but they'll really pressure the ball handlers.
No, they really do. My coach in high school would always say that it's false hustle, but a lot of times now, guys, they're getting the back taps, and they're getting these steals, so it pays off.
Lakewood looking to corral the ball and be very aware of their offensive possessions and limit the turnovers. Grayer, nice job to force the steal from Williamson on the rebound. He's on the ground. Williamson covers him up, and they're going to call it a jump ball or a timeout. Coach Gammock got that one in under the gun. Nice job there by the Rangers head coach to get that called before Williamson could tie that one up. And again, Lakewood there got a shot they like. Hakeem Karan from the corner. We've seen that one be successful a lot of the times, but really good energy by Grayer to not give up on the rebound.
Yeah, that's big to get off the rebound. And the timeout right there, which is huge because you love running out of bounds underneath. You know, you should be getting a good look or a bucket on out of bounds underneath most of the time.
Lakewood and Parma squaring off in this GLC matchup. It's going to be an awesome night on the Lakewood Sports Channel. We're so glad you can join us at home. The Lakewood Sports Channel is brought to you by First Federal of Lakewood. First Federal of Lakewood is rooted in the communities they serve. They have supported the personal and business banking needs of its customers since 1935. Visit ffl.net to learn more today. Hamden hoist from the corner, no good, and that is a cold spot for the Rangers so far. Parma breaking out in transition. Hamden, a tough foul on the other end to limit the layup there. Defensive play from Hamden trying to limit the layup there from Parma.
That's a good foul by Hamden. Now, here's my issue with the situation. He's the one taking the shot. Why is he the one getting back? Somebody needs to get back and stop the basketball.
Certainly, it will be tough if the Lakewood Rangers want to play a game of transition with Parma. First free throw up and good. We are so glad you could join us tonight on the Lakewood Sports Channel. Second free throw up and good. And Parma will increase the lead to 8.
You mentioned earlier, Rangers have a good student section. The atmosphere is great. They just got to turn use that atmosphere and turn them into some points.
Lakewood going backward in the backcourt. That one was able to be rescued by Grayer. Hakeem's three-pointer no good. And here come those running Redmen. Darius Davis with a spinning layup, no good, but it finds Keith Reed, who will set it back up for Parma. That one is able to rattle in home as the forward Logan Ziol into the game for the first time, immediately impacting this one.
The Rangers need to do a better job of getting back on the defensive end.
Grayer all alone together there, and that's going to be a timeout as there was some shoving and bumping underneath between Grayer and Davis, and I'm sure the refs are going to conference about that one. But certainly this has been a good start to the game for Parma.
Yeah, it's a frustrating effort right now by the Rangers on the defensive end. They are not getting back on defense. They're getting some decent looks. They're not falling. You know, Hakeem's taking some good looks in the corner, and they will fall. But defensively is where Coach Gammock's going to have an issue.
Coach Gammock imploring his Rangers right now to be a little more careful with the shot selection. I think he would like to see this game played at a little slower pace. What do you think, Pat?
Yeah, they need to. They need to slow it down, take care of the basketball, get into some rhythm on offense. We're shooting the ball pretty quickly. They haven't been awful shots, but getting in the flow of an offense and getting a good look would be huge for the Rangers.
Certainly looking to add a little bit of a different flair here with Khaled Cut coming into the game for the Rangers as Grayer throws that one out of bounds, and it will return to Parma.
Yeah, on that
Braden
situation.
Volkancic also checking in for the Rangers, the junior guard.
You got to get somebody in the middle there for the Rangers, try to break that press.
Osed Albadiran in, number 11 for the Rangers. So a much different lineup than we've seen for Coach Gammock. It looks like Coach Gerhardt's doing a nice job talking to Hamden and some of these other ball handlers about what it means to make sure they are taking care of the basketball.
Yeah, because the
wide open underneath is number 21, Logan Ziol again, and he will make Lakewood pay.
You know, Parma is showing pressure, but it's really the unforced errors that are killing the Rangers right now.
Nice job getting out in transition there. And Hakeem pump fakes in the corner. That layup looked promising, but no good. And here comes Parma the other way. Davis's pass a little too far there, and Lakewood will be fortunate to not have a transition layup scored against them.
I was going to say, got away with one there. I mean, once again, get back. We got to get back on defense.
Grayer handling it against this trap on the sideline there, and he's going to dribble it off his leg and out of bounds as Lakewood is searching for answers right now to this pressure from Parma. They're showing three guys a little bit. The three guys are getting flat and kind of going where the ball handler goes and kind of arranging their pressure there. What do you think Coach Kamach is asking of the press break there?
Well, you can't beat a press with the dribble. You got to move it with the pass.
Especially if you dribble to the sideline where there's an extra defender.
Correct. And we don't, you know, the guy was Riley. He was the guy that can break, you know, with that injury, you know, guys have to move in different spots. And we have good ball handlers, but how you break presses with the pass.
Parma showing this pressure again. This is going to be something Lakewood is going to have to combat because it's in the scouting report, Pat, about how loose they've been with the ball these first 8 games of the year.
Yeah, if I'm coaching against the Rangers, I'm going to pressure the basketball.
Lakewood looking to make them pay for not having some, defenders in the back line. They can break this press and get to the rim.
Oh, yeah.
Karan does there with a nice jump stop. They're going to say he traveled, and Hakeem got way up on that jump stop and was able to come down, but they said he took an extra step on the way as a whole host of subs, a hockey line change for the Lakewood Rangers as Harper checks in for the first time tonight along with DJ Jones, and familiar faces Hollenberg, Hamden, and Jablanowski for the Rangers. Davis conducting the offense here. The area's leading scorer has done more to facilitate tonight than he has scoring the basketball, but it's paid off for Parma so far.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to try to find that spark. So, you know, you go 5 in, 5 out, see if these guys can give you some energy and get a bucket.
Here comes Hollenberg the other way. Lakewood pushing the pace. Got to be careful with this one. Lakewood trying to get some good offense here going and trying to ignite something before the half, or before the quarter ends here. The first quarter presented by First Federal of Lakewood. They're going to say Hamden picked up his pivot foot and traveled. I think that one is debatable, as checking back in for Parma is number 5, Lawrence Williamson. But, Pat, Parma is a team you want to make defend in the half court. They're not overly big in terms of their size, but very intelligent and very savvy when pressing.
Yes.
And Lakewood's playing right into their hands, frankly, right now.
I mean, 14 of points is what Parma has right now, and probably 10 of them are off turnovers right now.
Absolutely. Not much has been gained in the half court. Davis quick on the step there, and he finds a cutting Williamson who finishes the layup underneath. Boy, you could just see the quickness in Davis there on that drive to the hoop.
It's got to be patient. 10 seconds is a long time.
Nice job by Hamden there to break the press. Tip pass by Harper. Into the corner for Hollenberg for 3, no good. Nice job by the Rangers there to find the open Hollenberg in the corner. 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Meggins takes it down. He finds Keith Reed from way downtown, and that one was a prayer and no good. And after one, Lakewood trails 16-2. And boy, Pat, the story of that first quarter was Lakewood struggling to find their offensive footing.
Yeah, I mean, in their half-court offense, when we get into it, we're taking an early shot. But we got to at least get into it. We haven't been getting the ball past half court very often.
They've had some open looks once they've gotten into half court. They just haven't fallen.
And they'll fall. And they will.
And they will. But that's if you can keep your game plan intact. It's hard to keep your game plan intact if you only score 2 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you get rushed. You kind of get out of the flow of the offense. Once you get down, they got to, just keep plugging away, getting good looks, moving the basketball. And they'll fall. It's just they need to take care of the basketball to have those opportunities.
Second quarter on the Lakewood Sports Channel is brought to you by our friends at Newcastle Roofing. Newcastle Roofing is owned by LHS physics teacher Dave Hilly. They specialize in residential roofing and repairs, gutters, siding, windows, doors, masonry, skylights, and commercial flat roofs. Call Newcastle for a free quote at 440-930-2399. Want to thank Newcastle Roofing for helping out and sponsoring the Lakewood Sports Channel this year. And if you are interested in supporting the channel, head over to golakewood.org, click on the Lakewood Sports Channel tab, and feel free to help out the channel. We're so glad to be joining you here tonight. Nice back cut, nice design by Coach Kamach there. The layup no good, as Parma will push it the other way. We're in the second quarter here on the Lakewood Sports Channel. Pat Hayes, Grant Graves with you, Danny Arth behind the camera, as Lakewood trying to get their footing on offense to combat this Parma team who scored 16 big points in the first quarter.
And now Parma has number 2 Keith Reed in, who's their second go-to guy behind Davis. So
he could really run that second unit, and a nice layup there by Hollenberg.
So with Davis out, now Reed is in. He's the guy you got to key on. He can really score it.
And he'll pull it from deep. It doesn't matter if he's right, his toes are right on the line. And speaking of pulling it, Chuck Vanderlyn from the corner, his second 3 of the game. Lakewood's got to know where these guards are because Parma can hurt you from deep.
Yes, they can, and they got to close out strong. You know, make them turn the ball over a little bit.
They've really been unselfish with the ball early, and there's no secret why they have 19 points. They're just finding the open man, and there's been an open man on most possessions.
Yes, and it helps when the Rangers are kind of handing them the ball in good position to score.
They're going to call a loose foul fall. It appears on Parma on number 3. As checking into the game is John Wallace and Darius Davis once again. 19-4.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Volkancic got to the middle, pass cut off. Drew Jablonowski from the corner. That was a good-looking shot pulled down on the offensive glass by Harper. Harper tied. They're going to call a foul, it looks like, on Wallace, as Harper did a nice job to pull down a tough offensive rebound.
Really good offensive rebound, but you want to chin it. You bring it down. You let everyone have a chance at it. We were good getting a foul there. That helped out the Rangers, but you got to be strong with that basketball.
4 fouls on Parma, 3 on Lakewood as this second quarter ticks on. Volkancic finds himself open from deep, and nothing but net. Volkancic connects, and that would be a welcome scoring punch if Volkancic can get a couple more open threes.
Yeah, if he can really shoot it, so you get him involved and get him going, that could be big for the Rangers.
Rainbow 3 from Wallace on the wing. It was contested by Jablonowski, and it will be returned to the Lakewood Rangers. Nice job turning some offense there on for the Rangers. And Volkancic is a sharpshooter. He knocks down tons of shots in practice. But it's about finding the young guards some opportunities to get in the game and make an impact. And this is as big of a game as Lakewood has had so far this year. And it's good to see him knocking down his first one.
Yeah, you get him in a flow, it could be really big for the Rangers.
Nice spin move by Jablonowski to get off the pressure. Hollenberg was wide open underneath. And finally, Coach Kamak raises his hands to the sky as he's been pleading with the Rangers to look 2 passes ahead because Parma's leaving nobody on the back line, Pat.
It sounds silly, but if you keep your head up, there's guys open.
Well, Pat, you never sound silly.
More often than not, I do.
They're going to say that Davis fell over there, and Hollenberg did not aid him in falling.
Looks like he's a little shaken up there.
Lakewood will get the ball back here. Couple of defensive stops in a row for the Rangers, Pat. They've got the lead to 10, and this crowd is ready to erupt if Lakewood can keep it up on the offensive end.
Offensive outburst by the Rangers this quarter.
Nice job to kick it out to Volkancic in the corner. No good, and pulled down. A tough rebound by big Lawrence William underneath for Parma. But that's the type of looks you want there. Really unselfish play by the Rangers.
Yeah, especially after he just hit one. Feed the man.
Lakewood's going to have to sort out their defensive assignments there. You had Drew Jablonowski that was on the help line there, but he was also responsible for Davis in the corner. If you're Parma, you really like that. If you're Lakewood, you're wondering how it happened.
Yeah, you can't leave Davis, so you're kind of in a rock and a hard place.
Lakewood working here, trying to limit Parma's potent offense from the perimeter. They are guard-driven, Pat. And, Williamson does a nice job underneath for him, but they want to get their guards out in space and breaking down the defense. As a tough contest on the sideline there, and that ball is going to stay with Parma. But, boy, Davis has had some physical plays here these past 2 possessions. The leading scorer in the area is being roughed up in the second quarter here.
Yeah, he's not getting in a flow. We're doing a decent job of taking him out of it. But they're getting it other ways.
Oh, boy, and you see why Davis is so dynamic there. The crossover, the step back, and the 3. And a nice defensive positioning there leading to the steal. He's going to work against Harper. Nice job by Jablonowski to close out there. Now the Rangers have to scramble. Vanderlyn knocks it down again. He is 3 for 3 tonight from deep, and he is on fire. Harper dribbled into the corner. Was able to find Volkancic, who's got to be strong with it. Out of the hands of Volkancic, it goes into Vanderlyn. Davis will pull from three. That one off the front. No good, and this pace is frantic right now between Parma and Lakewood, and Hollenberg turns it over. Mankins on the backside, and that ball will stay with Parma. But boy, Pat, if you're Lakewood, you do not want to see the pace get up to a fever pitch because Parma lives in that transition game.
You got to be aware. You got to realize, hey, it's 1-on-3 here. This isn't a good matchup. You know, hold it. Let the Rangers get down the court and get in a good offensive set.
Davis gets bumped again. A hard foul by Jablanowski there. And Davis is really feeling it against this Lakewood defense. But it really, I mean, Davis had a nice step back three there, but and he had the three in the corner, but he's been finding his teammates well, and they've been open.
The biggest thing is right now for the Rangers, we're just trying to dribble through this pressure instead of moving the ball at the pass. Squaring up, being strong at the basketball.
Volkancic closes out on Reed. That one mailed to the rim, and that pass ahead. Volkancic finds himself open. Williamson affected the shot with the backboard, but they're going to say it was a legal contest. Reed, the Euro step down and in. Keith Reed with a nice finish for Parma, and you can see how one layup on the other end turns into another on the defensive end. Nice job, pass ahead by the freshman Lucas Seguin, and he finds Volkancic, and boy, this is a track meet, Pat.
Funny how that works. 3 passes, layup. If they just move the ball at the pass, Rangers are in good spot.
You've been calling for it, and we don't have the best color man in the game for nothing. Nice cut underneath by Davis. He found himself open, but the Rangers are fortunate that the lid was screwed on tightly there, and Lakewood will get back possession there. Lucas Seguin seeing some varsity action for the first time these past couple of games. And Pat, you've really been impressed with how he's handled his minutes.
He's really stepped up. You know, he's a young guard. He can handle the basketball. He can shoot it. So he has a bright future with the Rangers.
Seguin finds himself ahead there. Finds an open Hollenberg for three. That one is good. Lakewood really moving the ball well since the freshmen come in. And a timeout is forced to be taken by Mike Durkin. And the Rangers are finding themselves in some good spots, Pat. It's just the defensive end. Guys are finding themselves open underneath the hoop for Parma, and it's really hurt the Rangers' effort to come back here.
Yeah, they're losing guys, which is you got to see ball and man.
Right.
And
Parma will do everything they can to get switches, to work guys around the perimeter, send guys through screens and pins, right? And for Lakewood, that is going to be something they have to communicate through, that they have to work through.
And it doesn't help that guys like Vanderlyn are shooting lights out right now, where, you know, that's a guy that can shoot it, but you're keying on Davis. You're keying on Reed.
You're saying, hey, we're going to let Vanderlyn beat us.
Yeah.
We're not going to let the leading scorer in the area beat us, or
Correct.
Keith Reed. And certainly Chuck Vanderlyn said, hey, I love all the space. So for the Rangers, it comes down to a man making sure their assignment is covered.
Yeah, and it's kids stepping up. I mean, Vanderlyn's not a normal starter for him. Usually it's Reed. He steps in the starting lineup, and he's playing like a starter.
Certainly. I coached against him his freshman year, and he was knocking down shots all the way back then. So he is a really tough shooter, a really good shooter from the outside.
Yeah, you got to know where he is, but, you know, you really got to key in on Davis.
Another line change coming for the Rangers here as that three from Davis hits the backboard, hits the iron, and hits the hand of a Parma Redmond out of bounds, and Lakewood will bring in Grayer, Cut, Albadirin, Karan, and Harper to see a little bit of a change. You like that lineup for the Rangers last time through?
I kind of like this. You know, it's different. You know, get some energy.
Coach Gammock imploring. He was almost going to get underneath the basket if nobody else did. He's saying right, Pat? He's saying overload the front court because they don't have enough guys to guard you there.
Correct. You got to have a guy in the middle, a guy back, and then you should be able to get an easy layup.
Nice take by Davis, and the ball rolls in, and a chance for a three-point play from the standout guard, leading the area with 27 points per game.
Yeah, you have specific looks when you're running press offense. You know, you look sideline, you look middle, you look deep diagonal. And the deep diagonal has been open. It just, we haven't had that guy there, not getting a guy back.
See how tough Davis is in transition. He really makes the smart play each time down, as Seguin will check quickly back in for Albadirin here, as Coach Kamok imploring the Rangers to break this press with a little bit of a length of, in their passing. Nice job by Harper there to jump stop and find the open man. Karan receives it from him. Underneath, all alone, Hakeem, the Dream, on the board tonight for the first time, and that's a good sign for the Rangers. A good sign for Miles Harper as he gets the steal. Lakewood coming back the other way. Grayer turns, fires, hits, and Lakewood suddenly with a 4-point outburst here, hoping to close this gap to under double digits. Seguin contested that one, but Logan Zile was too wide open, too long, as Lakewood was not able to get him back.
Yeah, the Rangers are giving Parma a little bit of taste of their own medicine with some pressure, and
Sure.
they're getting some turnovers, which is leading to buckets.
Lakewood in the half court here, looking to get some consistent offense going. It's been a good quarter for the Rangers offensively. Defensively, if they can get a few more stops, this game's going to be a tight one down the stretch on the Lakewood Sports Channel. And Miles Harper makes his scoring appearance on the Lakewood Sports Channel as he knocks down the jumper. Really good stroke there from number 21. Good to see him out there for the Rangers.
And we talked about it earlier, how good Parma is at pressuring the basketball and getting turnovers.
Davis just didn't seem interested in contesting the layup there, and Hakeem the Dream will say that's fine. He's run through some wide open holes this year for sure. And Parma passing that to no one, and Lakewood certainly has a chance here, as a foul will be assessed to Harper. Got a little too aggressive, but a really nice job to stay walled up defensively by Harper to create that layup for Karan. That was an interesting defensive effort from Darius Davis.
Yes. So I was saying they do such a good job of pressuring the basketball, causing turnovers, but that usually means they're not as good in the half-court defense. So once the Rangers get it into them, they're getting fantastic looks. Now Miles Harper is starting to hit some shots. Hakeem's getting to the hoop and getting layups. And we're starting to get good offense once we get him in that half-court.
But it's almost like a cost benefit, right, Pat? Because the benefit is that with this higher pace, we're finding some more high percentage shots for our offense. But gosh, the energy has to be really high defensively to get back and make sure everybody's accounted for.
Yes, yeah, you still gotta, you gotta do it on both ends of the floor.
Missed free throw there will give Lakewood a chance to shorten this lead again. They trail by 9 and have done a nice job of cutting down Parma's lead in the second quarter. They're going to say Karan was pushed. Only the 5th foul on Parma in this half. Really nice job by Parma to pressure without fouling, because, oftentimes you can fall into that one-on-one situation. It hasn't been the case for Parma tonight.
And the Rangers are contributing to that by making it a little bit easier for them. They're doing a better job in the second quarter, though.
20 seconds left. The freshman Seguin with the ball, directing the offense for this unit. Harper from 3. That one is good. Miles Harper putting his stamp on this quarter. And, folks, we are going to have a good one by the hands of Miles Harper by the time this game is through.
Yes, he's starting to feel it.
5
He
seconds
can really
left.
shoot
Reed's going to look for a deep 3. Time runs out. That one off the back iron. They're going to say Williams' putback was no good. And Lakewood storming back in this second quarter. It is now 32-26. Parma leads, and Lakewood is certainly in this one.
Yes, they crawled all the way back. There was most of that first quarter. We only had 2 points. And, you got a little bit going, and, man, they are that was a really good second quarter for the Rangers.
So much fun we're having here at Lakewood High School. This atmosphere is fantastic. The crowd is going nuts for the Miles Harper show we had there in the second quarter. What a contribution he gave to lift the Rangers' spirits here in the second quarter. And, Pat, we got a 6-point game. It's halftime, so do what you got to do. Do not miss the second half on the Lakewood Sports Channel, presented by Newcastle Roofing. We'll be back with Arts All-Stars in about 5 minutes, so don't go anywhere, and we will see you back for the third quarter on the Lakewood Sports Channel. Back on the Lakewood Sports Channel with our biggest fan, Corey. Thanks for joining me. What did you think of the first half?
It was a little rough. We need to start playing defense and making our shots behind the corner because this Parma team's very good.
Coach Kamak should have taken you in the locker room with him at halftime so you could have delivered that message. But, boy, what a great second quarter Lakewood had.
Yep.
Miles Harper had some really nice shots.
Yep.
What did you think about the game at Valley Forge the other night?
Great. They had a great second half comeback against them and almost won. They lost by 7.
Well, I want to thank you, Corey, because you're Lakewood Sports Channel's #1 fan. So I can't thank you enough for always being on YouTube in the comments. You've really enjoyed this basketball season so far.
Yes, I have. And I was also at every football game last year for
football
the
team had a great year. What's your favorite sport you think to watch?
Probably football and basketball.
Football and basketball, and I know you're a huge Guardians fan too, right?
Yep, and Cleveland Browns and
Cleveland
Cavs.
Browns. Well, I'm so glad you're joining us on the Lakewood Sports Channel. I hope we can get you on another time or two this year. Does that sound good?
Oh, yeah.
And I hope I can talk to you after a Lakewood win tonight, right?
Yeah.
All right, Corey, thank you so much for joining us, buddy. It's great to see you. And thanks for supporting the Lakewood Sports Channel. We really appreciate it.
Yep. Go Lakewood, and shout out to Jada and all my online friends.
Yes, absolutely.
Watching in the comment section. They are huge fans.
Give them a big thumbs up at the camera there. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thanks, Corey. We're going to get Danny in here for the Arts All-Stars. Did a great job, Corey. Thanks, buddy. All right, as the second half gets ready to kick off, we're joined by Danny Arth. Danny, it was a good second quarter for the Rangers to end on that run there. You saw some good play from both sides, but who are your 2 Arts All-Stars at halftime?
For the Lakewood side, I got to say Andre Hallenberg. He's had 7 points, 1 3, a couple layups, and he's been the real spark to this Ranger offense.
He's done a nice job of looking ahead and breaking this press. This press has given Lakewood a little bit of trouble here.
Definitely, yes. He's been really aggressive at getting the ball up the floor.
What do you think about Parma? Who was your Arts All-Star for Parma?
I got to say it's Chuck Vanderlyn.
Yes, I mean, Chuck was doing really well.
He's at 3 threes right now, and he's a real spark to this Parma offense here.
Certainly, as Lakewood looks to get a spark going in the second quarter, what are you looking for Lakewood to try to bring this one home? They've already battled back from a double-digit deficit. They're down 6 points now, but Parma is not going to let up that lead easy. What does Lakewood need to do, you think, in the second half?
I think they got to be more aggressive. They're doing really good. They just got to keep going with this momentum.
Certainly. Well, thanks, Danny, for joining us at halftime here on the Lakewood Sports Channel. The Arts All-Stars, a fantastic segment we have on the Lakewood Sports Channel presented by Newcastle Roofing. Second half coming up. Thanks, Danny.
Thank you.
Pat Hayes back with us on the Lakewood Sports Channel. Pat, I had a couple auditions for your job. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Danny's good at it, man.
Oh, Danny and Corey were awesome additions at halftime there, Pat. But we talked about both Corey and Danny, and just want to get your thoughts on what do you think Coach Kamak's saying at halftime? Because, boy, you're really proud of the Lakewood Rangers for battling in that second quarter. But if you're a coach, man, there's a lot to focus on and a lot to correct against a dangerous team here.
I'm sure he – first off, said, let's move past that first quarter. You know, it's over with, and handle the pressure. You know, I'm sure he was drawing up press offense. In that halftime.
Well, it almost might be as simple as just maintaining your space integrity and getting back behind that initial pressure.
You know, and it's as simple as squaring up, seeing the floor. Once, we talked about that they're a good pesky defensive team, but once you get in the half court, you're good.
Lakewood doing a nice job to force a miss there, and it's Jablanowski finding Hollenberg. Thought better of it, and that pump fake is going to
think he stepped out of bounds.
Turn the ball back to Parma as he was too close to the touchline there. Third quarter brought to you by Harrington Moving on the Lakewood Sports Channel, owned by veteran and Lakewood alumni Danny Harrington. Around the corner or across the country, you can count on Harrington Moving to get you there. They offer packing, unpacking, moving, and storage services, and they are proudly veteran loaned. Visit harringtonmoving.us to book your next move today. half for Lakewood.
They're doing a good job. They got a block on the first and now they forced a turnover.
Hampton working against Reed. Defense by Reed, a little too tough, says the Zebra crew. And Reed will be whistled for the personal.
And Hampton did what you want him to do. You square up, you see the floor, find the middle, you break the press.
Lakewood certainly looking for some offense to complement this defense, and Grayer found himself open on the play there, and really nice action by the Rangers as Grayer was able to get a layup and cut this lead to 4.
The Rangers did a good job scrambling out of their press offense.
Coach Gamock screaming to watch the help. Davis had a sliver of space there, but thought better of it as he works against Hamlin. Parma will now work into some pick and roll offense here. Davis sets a screen. Williamson sets a screen. Mankins takes it in. That one off the backboard and in. Tough finish by Mankins.
You just feel so much more comfortable when Darius Davis does not have the basketball in his hand.
Sure, it's almost like a relief when it gets out, but he's so good at moving without the basketball and setting picks and getting picks that you always got to be aware of where he is.
And he doesn't need much space to get a shot off.
And he can create space in a millisecond because he's as quick as with the ball as we've seen this year.
Interesting move by Parma, stepping out of their pressure and going in the half court.
They want to make Lakewood play some half-court basketball. Grayer thought better of it with the pump fake. Hand in there by Mankins, and again, a little too tough. And again, we talked about Parma not fouling as much in the first half, and that really helped them towards the end of the quarter. But 3 quick fouls on Parma. This could spell some trouble for Parma if they can't get out of this fouling habit.
And that's something the Rangers haven't done very well. We haven't gotten to the free throw line much of the season at all.
They're going to call a hold on Williamson. Grayer was trying to get around him, and that is the 5th foul with 6 minutes remaining in the quarter there. And Pat, correct me if I'm wrong, is fourth foul.
Yeah, there's only 3 more until you get to the 1-on-1, and so early in the third quarter is huge for the Rangers.
Lakewood needs to attack the basket, make Parma defend in space. We talked about this, Pat, that Parma is much happier to press than they are to play half-court defense. Reed, nice take on the other end. Absorbed the contact from Karan and made a tough layup there to extend Parma's lead back to 8.
It's almost like Davis pulled the chair out from under Drew, kind of let him fall back and go around him and get a steal.
Parma's some very intelligent basketball players. They don't overwhelm you with their size or athleticism, but they just certainly make the right play more times than not as Reed picks the pocket of Grayer. Behind the back pass. Bounces it to Davis, who found himself too far underneath the hoop. And Davis, again, being held physically by this Rangers defense, and he wasn't able to get the layup there.
No, Andre did a really good job of walling up there and affecting that shot without fouling.
Reed working against Hollenberg on the perimeter, now switches on to Karan. They're going to say that Reed was a little too physical there, and that's 5 fouls for Parma in this first period of the second half.
And what the Rangers need to be cognizant of is they're going to even it up eventually. They may call a little more ticky-tacky on the Rangers just so it doesn't look 5, 6, 7 to 0.
You got to keep your composure when those fouls swing your way. Seguin working with it on the edge. The freshman getting some very big varsity minutes here and handling them really well. Drives in underneath. The layup is good, and composure and flow from the freshman.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with his play recently.
And if you can catch the eyes of Pat Hayes, then you're doing something right. Jabonowski out there against Reed. This is a matchup Parma likes. Looking into Williamson in the post. Reed is going to bounce it down.
Good help.
Jabonowski closes out. Forces Reed into the paint. That one is good, and just a tough assignment for the sophomore regarding somebody as savvy as Reed.
Yeah, it's tough because, you have Drew dig there, try to, in the post, but then it's hard to dig off Reed.
Nice finish there by Hollenberg, our all-star at the half, and Lakewood is countering these punches by Parma. Drew all alone on a 2-on-1.
Good
Williamson
defense.
Out of control there. Could have been a charge. They're going to call it a block.
Ooh, I thought that's a no call, personally.
It looked like it was going to be, but Pat, you mentioned it, and you give us a great refereeing perspective each game. But on that one, it looked like they were trying to get these fouls a little closer to even.
Yeah, personally, I just let that play. I thought he did a good job of staying up. I wouldn't call a charge, wouldn't call a block, kind of just let him play there.
Just because it was a little simultaneous,
yes.
right? I mean, both kind of got there at the same time. And
what does Rasheed Wallace say?
That's right. I'll let you finish.
Ball don't lie.
Hakeem will check out. Hollenberg comes back in for the Rangers. Some good shifts so far by this crew as a 6-point lead separates Parma and Lakewood. Nice finish there as checking in for Parma is Logan Zayal. He had a really, really good second quarter with some open layups as Parma will bring back its pressure. That's number 4, Nick Menken, chasing down Hamden. Hamden bumped again by Parma, and that is going to be the 6th foul on Parma, and this will be a storyline, Pat.
One more, and we're going to the line.
Volkancic in for the Rangers as well. This is a lineup that really sparked the Rangers comeback in the second quarter.
Yeah, this is a good shooting.
Of Volkancic's threes and Seguin handling the ball.
Yeah, everyone on this floor can shoot it.
Hamden got underneath. They're going to call a foul there. Parma thought they were in a good spot, but it will be Hamden drawing Parma's 7th foul of the quarter. The Rangers got to capitalize on this. How do you, Pat? When a team is in the 1-1 so early, what's Coach Gamock's change to the game plan maybe a little bit going to be?
So
with the foul situation
with 12 minutes more of going to the line on a foul, you got to attack.
Sure.
You got to try to get to the hoop.
Up? Do you try to get some post entries? What are you trying to do?
You don't want to force it.
Sure.
You got to do it in the flow of the game. But yeah, you want to get stuff going towards the hoop. You don't need to settle for threes.
No.
Those will come work inside out.
And I think Lakewood's had their best threes tonight, or their best looks from three when somebody has broken down the defense via the dribble drive.
Correct, definitely.
Some of these other threes have just been a little out of rhythm as Parma finds themselves out of rhythm here in the third quarter, and a timeout, a full timeout for Parma will be called. And Pat, we got a chance to see Harding and Garfield go at it, the battle of the two Lakewood middle schools yesterday in this gym. The atmosphere was awesome. The final play in the 8th grade game came down to a couple traded layups with the margin of the game being only a bucket. Garfield was able to take that one away. Coach Wes Gerhardt coached the Garfield team to a win against Coach Harrington, who they have a friendly rivalry together. That was great. And then in the 7th grade game, it was an awesome display. And it was just awesome, Pat, to see the middle school kids up here playing on this big court. It was an awesome event with the 7th grade team. The result was Garfield winning that one as well, so a clean sweep for the guys on Detroit Avenue there. And you've been in that middle school program. Lakewood's done a great job of working with it and growing it, and that event yesterday is just one example.
Oh, man, these kids get so hyped up to play that game.
There was a lot of time. I mean, when those layups were going in at the end of the game to trade the lead, I'm telling you, it was deafening in here. Those middle schoolers know how to bring an atmosphere.
Oh, absolutely. And you're playing on the high school's court.
Yeah.
It's your buddies.
Yeah.
You play baseball with, soccer with.
Oh, yeah.
Football. You're playing against them now. It's a lot of fun.
It was a great night here at Lakewood High School, and it's a great night on the Lakewood Sports Channel as Parma and Lakewood are dueling it out for positioning in the GLC East. It's Volkancic who pulls down the miss, and Seguin who will set it up. 39-34, Parma leads. 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Seguin tied up, and they're going to call a jump ball, and they're going to keep it with Lakewood. Seguin is lucky there that dribbling into the double team didn't result in a turnover, but just a learning curve for a very bright future.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing really well, but he is still a freshman.
Volkancic from deep. That one no good. You love that look if you're Lakewood, and they will certainly try to get it again. 3 minutes remaining, like we said, in the third quarter. Lakewood has done a nice job to force Parma into some misses here on the offensive end. Davis really working well. Really nice moves to get himself open. Reed collapses the defense. One more time over to Mankins. He finds Menken out on the corner, and that one is good. Menken to Menken. It's a good connection.
Yeah, that was, you got it out of Davis's hands, but you got to scramble there and get a hand up on that.
Hollenberg drove into a crowd, tried the shot. It looked like he had a couple of guys open there as Harper will check in.
Harper hit some big shots
for Hollenberg. I'm sure
quarter.
they're going to want to talk to him about that drive as Grayer will check in as well. Harper played really well in that second quarter, Pat. This is, I think, a great time to get him back in and see what Lakewood can do, trailing by 8.
Definitely. I like this, lineup. You got some shooters here. You got MJ back to rebound the basketball. Could be successful for the Rangers.
Harper working against Davis. Davis went for the steal. Harper with the floater, and that one is good. The lefty connecting.
Instant offense for the Rangers.
Step through, found an open key three. That one way long. And they're going to say there was a foul underneath on number 21, Logan Zial, and the Rangers are fortunate that one results in a turnover because when Reed has left that open, he usually connects. He's been long on a couple tonight, though.
And situations like this, look, now you get to go down, you get to shoot some free throws. So
6-point lead for Parma, and Lakewood will certainly take a couple of one-and-one free throws from a freshman.
Yeah, he's a good shooter.
Great
so,
shooting.
It is a little different, being a freshman, stepping to the line for the first time in a varsity basketball game, but I think he's ready to knock him down.
Pulled down there, and they're going to call a foul on the rebound, it looks like.
And those ones, so far away from the basket you don't love. Missed the free throw. He's doing a good job trying to get in there to get his own rebound. Got a hand, on the wrist. They're going to call that to try to even it up. And Parma checks back in Vanderlyn, who was a sharp shooter in the first half. So, keep an eye on him.
Lakewood working it around here. It's a tight one at the corner of Bunsen Franklin. 36-42, Parma leads. Nice steal there by Volkancic. Reed tried to find Williamson underneath, and he couldn't. Hamden finds Volkancic streaking down. Sagai in the corner for three. That one a little too strong, but a nice shot by Lakewood. They're going to say it hit off Grayer, and the student section is going to get on. This crew on that one. Coach came out directing the pressure here. They're going to forget about it and just play basketball. Yeah,
that was a really good sink by Volkancic down here to get that steal. That's really the right basketball play.
Much better backline integrity as Harper tips that one out of bounds.
He timed his jump just a second too late on that. Or that could have been a steal.
Back into the game is Chuck Vanderlyn, the Arth All-Star of the half for Parma. He was really hot shooting from deep.
When you tell me the Arth All-Star of the game is not Darius Davis at half, you think the Rangers are doing all right.
Sure. Well, they certainly, I think, keeping him quiet in the second quarter allowed for that comeback to materialize.
Definitely.
As Grayer D's up nicely on him. Mankins found himself open again. That one no good, and Lakewood will retain possession. Seguin working, looking for an option here. Hamden working back. They're going to have to go quick here. The trap comes. Seguin corrals it. Volkancic gets it. Seguin again. Nice shot fake there. Jump stops into the lane. Harper from deep. That one no good. Grayer working to try to get that one. They're going to say he touched it last. Really good action, though, from Lakewood.
Really good.
See one of these fall.
Really good action. It's hard. The pass was a little off the mark, and it's really hard to hit a good shot when the pass is a little bit off mark.
Sure.
You want in that shooting pocket.
But they passed up a couple good shots to get a great shot.
Oh, definitely.
Nice block there by Hamden. Here he comes the other way. Do it all, Mikey Hamden.
3-on-2. You do this drill all the time.
Corner. Nice shot fake from the freshman. A bullet pass to Volkancic, and Lakewood will set it up. What a play by Hamden.
That's smart. You don't have a good look, 3-on-2. Pull it out. Let's get a good look.
This one will get work to Harper with just 20 seconds remaining. Lakewood looking to get something before the end of the third quarter. Two Rangers had a chance. Hamden from the corner. That one no good, but it's Volkancic. Tipping it to Hamden, and that one is good. We have ourselves a 4-point game. Reed in the corner for three. That one no good. And we got a ball game, folks. Go nowhere. Do nothing but sit down and turn up the volume on the Lakewood Sports Channel. It's Parma 42, Lakewood 38. And boy, Pat, we got a good one. What was the key for Lakewood there. Their possessions look so much better in that third quarter.
That was the best possession of the game right here for the Rangers. They moved the ball. Miles got to the hoop. He missed it, but people crashed, got it out, moved the basketball, and was able to get a bucket.
Nice job by Volkancic to catch that fastball. I don't know if it was a two-seamer from Seguin. I got to ask him what his pitch arsenal is. But, I mean, they just took their time, and with time running down, Miles Harper was a calming influence there, and they really just did a nice job of crashing the boards like you said. That's the energy they need.
Yes.
And that's the energy that's made this a 4-point game.
You really do, and Miles Harper is a tough cover. He can really shoot it, but he's also left-handed.
Right.
And people don't – it's funny how people don't realize that sometimes, and lefties tend to be harder to guard. Not me. Because I'm left-handed, I'm an easy cover, but Miles Harper is a pretty tough cover.
I always say, I got him.
I just stand in the corner, so I'm pretty easy cover.
But Pat, this might come down to a well-drawn play, a timely defensive change. The coaching between Durkin and Kamak is as good as it gets in this conference. What do you think both sides are saying and looking to do here in this final period?
Continue the energy for the Rangers. Continue to crash. Get offensive rebounds. They're doing a better job defensively, in the second and third quarter. They need to continue that. Be patient on the offensive end. Crash and get stops.
Just 8 minutes separates us from finding out who will be the winner of Parma versus Lakewood and take pole position for a really tough GLC East division.
And this foul situation really favors the Rangers.
A defense chance erupts from the student section. Everybody in the building is on their feet and looking for this one to go towards the Rangers' way as the student section's on their feet and really getting loud, and everybody else in the building is really enjoying the Rangers' comeback over these last two quarters.
And this is where not having a shot clock in Ohio high school basketball is going to hurt the Rangers. It looks like Parma's almost stalling.
Yep, as a turnover there, right on cue. Grayer threw it ahead and Hakeem, the dream, Karan with the layup there. What vision from Grayer as Harper saves that one out of bounds, and Lakewood will push it the other way. What a sequence from the Rangers. Grayer knocks it down, and MJ Grayer is doing it all for Lakewood.
And they take the lead for the first time this evening. Wow.
MJ Grayer, he didn't really trust that one. He was running right after it. But boy, what a shot for the Rangers and for MJ.
I mean, that was a bow and arrow. He used his legs, but he really – that was a line drive, but it went in.
That was a 20 on the dartboard there. Maybe even a triple.
I don't care what it is. It went in and took the lead for the Rangers. Nice job by MJ.
Let's recap that a little bit, Pat, because that was quite the sequence there. It started with the Lakewood Rangers really doing a nice job on defense. And Davis and Karan were step for step there, but I think MJ seen Karan play a little bit of football and said, I think that guy can outrun just about anyone.
That's exactly what crossed my mind. We have the running back. Let's throw it to him.
That was one of those no, yes passes.
Yes.
That you were like, I
don't force it. Okay.
But it only mattered that Hakeem the Dream and MJ Grayer saw it. Man, MJ has really provided a nice spark here.
And what a defensive stop for the Rangers. Right. The Redmen were trying to take some time off the clock. They're trying, like we said, no shot clock. They're trying to use a couple minutes, and the Rangers just sat down, got a stop. It was awesome.
More pressure shown from Lakewood. They're going to try to trap Davis here on the dribble. Grayer goes over. He's going to shadow Mankins. Mankins back to Davis as Parma's trying to crack the code.
That was close to a 10-second call.
Harper collapses.
Good scramble. Great scramble.
Karan just missed getting a hand on that one. Davis's layup, no good. It was contested by Grayer, and they're going to call him for a foul. Just a little too aggressive going for that rebound there. You would have liked to see him maybe when the shot went up, get a body on someone instead of just relying on leaping to grab that rebound, right, Pat?
Yeah, and if we grab the first one, we don't get that foul.
Good point. Always good points by Pat Hayes.
Let's not let him back in this foul game. Let's not,
Certainly.
These are silly ones. We're just kind of slapping. Got it. Got to wall up, play good defense
Well,
here.
that's what's gotten Lakewood back in this, is just having good positioning, staying on 2 feet, and not trying to do too much. Because like we said, Parma won't overwhelm you athletically, but they can get you unbalanced.
Yes, definitely.
Davis finds himself open on the screen. He's going to work against Karan. This has been quite the matchup tonight, folks. Davis working it. Finds Vanderlyn, who was hot in the first half.
Ooh.
Hakeem went around the back, poked that one away, but they're going to say that was a little too physical, as Coach Gamock's imploring him, just stay in front.
Yes.
Don't go for the poke behind, because where was Davis dribbling? The corner.
Yes. Yeah, it's tough when you have that assignment of, the guy. You just don't want – you want to do everything at all costs to keep him in front of you, keep him to the ball. And Hakeem's doing his best to.
Harper closes out in the corner. That one no good. But it was Vanderlyn that pulled down the offensive rebound.
I thought MJ might have got pushed there on that rebound attempt.
They find Williamson underneath. He couldn't corral it, and it was stolen. Taken out of his hands by Volkancic. What a play from Braden. Grayer finds Harper, and Lakewood will look to protect this 1-point slim lead, as they're going to say a timeout.
That is a well-timed timeout.
And I think Coach Gamock's middle name is Nostradamus.
That was impeccable timing. Man, oh, man. He saw that, he was getting a 5 count going. He was kind of dribbling in no man's land. You don't, right in that corner, you don't want to be there. So good, really good timeout by Coach Gamock there.
What a great crowd we have tonight. We got a lot of the baseball guys in the stands tonight in their white and purple hats. We got a ton of alumni on hand tonight. And Pat, we didn't see this one going this way when it was 18-2 and Lakewood was almost gifting the ball back to Parma. But boy, you really got to give credit to the Ranger coaching staff, Coach Higgs, Coach Gerhardt, Coach Eulentz. This year,
yes.
Riley Eulentz out with an injury, has been a calming influence on the bench, talking to guys, helping them sort out the pressure. And, of course, Coach Gamock has really – that timeout's just one example of knowing his personnel.
And to stress on that, the coaching staff does an amazing job. And Riley as well. It's tough as a senior getting hurt.
He's the second one on the bench.
He's the second one on the bench. And I was talking to him on Tuesday.
Sure.
He still watches film on these other teams,
yeah.
and he's involved in game planning, and he's talking to Michael Hamden. Hey, this guy's this is his move. You know what I mean? So
Harper almost lost the handle on that one, and you're right. Eulentz has been so great. Unfortunately, on the bench, we wish we could see him out there, but you're right. He impacts this team so much, even from his position right now. And they're going to call a foul there as Harper goes to the line. Lakewood leading by 1. And text whoever you can right now to tune into this one, especially if they're a Ranger faithful, because we do not want you to miss the ending of this classic between Parma and Lakewood. Danny Arth behind the camera, Grant Graves on the play-by-play, Pat Hayes on the color commentary, as Miles Harper will line up the first one. First one up and in as Lakewood extends its lead to 2. And if you're Coach Durkin, what are you trying to get, or what are you trying to do to Lakewood to maybe get them out of this momentum and this part, of them being able to mount this comeback?
Well, we're prone to turnovers. You saw it in the first quarter. So they're going to do everything they can to speed up the Rangers. But this group out there has done a really good job of taking care of the basketball.
That one popped up in the air, and they're going to say it's a jump ball. That one was hit out of bounds at the same time, and that's going to be Lakewood's ball on the jump ball. They couldn't see who clearly. They almost tipped it at the same time. So an astute observation there by the ref, as Lakewood will have it off the jump ball. But nice job not giving up on it. It started with MJ getting in and contesting that missed free throw.
Yes, definitely. And Miles Harper doesn't miss too many free throws. So that, getting a team offensive rebound is huge.
Lakewood leads by 2. Karan, nice take underneath there. That one softly kisses the back iron and tinges the nylon as Hakeem Karan with the right touch. 4-point lead for the Rangers. What would arguably be one of their biggest wins in the past few years for this program, taking on a 5-1 Parma team. Lakewood is 1-7, and boy, it is getting tense in here, Pat, with under 5 minutes to go.
It really is, Grant. And you know what I love to see here, and I got to mention it. MJ didn't start this game very well.
No.
He turned the ball over. This second half, he's come on. He's giving great effort. He hit a big three to put him up. He's doing the little things in the second half, which is awesome to
As
see.
he gets another deflection, and he is telling the Lakewood faithful that it's our ball. MJ has been all over the place.
Yeah, it's awesome to see a guy bounce back like that. Put it past you, move forward. Let's take this one down.
Logan Zile will check back in. That'll get Williamson off the court there. Coach Durkin maybe looking for a little more ball handling in this lineup, but this lineup is a deadly perimeter shooting group for Parma. That will be a storyline to finish this game, Pat. Does Lakewood give a lot of open looks to Parma? Seguin finds himself trapped in the corner, and a timeout again is swiftly called by Kamak, and I think he's, wondering why the freshman didn't take the open layup there. But again, Seguin, just wanting to make sure he's taking care of the basketball. That's priority number one.
I was just going to say, that shows the confidence that Coach Kamak has in him to put him in this situation. You don't want to see him dribble and either, take the shot or move the basketball. But, it's good timeout. Coach Kamak has really utilized those well tonight, and you live to fight another possession.
Lakewood with just one timeout remaining, however, for the rest of this one, and Parma with 2. Those will be pivotal as we come down, Pat, because both teams have been really bringing the pressure to the ball handlers tonight. So we could see this game turn on a timely steal, a trap, or somebody, not being aware of a situation. And that's not to say that's because, they're not locked in or anything, but when it's this tense and this much pressure, Pat, you got to make sure you have your wits about it.
Oh, absolutely. And it's just awesome to see kids step up. I mean,
because the season hasn't gone according to plan for Lakewood, and who could blame them if after, another tough loss to Valley Forge, they were discouraged. They were anything but tonight. They were in good spirits. We were joking around before the game. And like you said, MJ Grayer, who had a tough game against Valley Forge, he has been quite the difference maker tonight.
And guys like Braden Volkanczyk, who plays a couple minutes, and then comes in, and now he's giving.
What a back cut by Volkanczyk, right on cue, but a great block by Vanderlyn, and they're going to say it went back off Grayer before it went out of bounds. Man, what a nice back cut right on cue, but it was Vanderlyn who streaked across the paint on the help side. Really nice play.
Yes, it was. It didn't fall. But Braden's been getting great minutes and doing things that he's not known for. He's doing it on the defensive end. He's known as a sharpshooter offensive player, and he's showing that he's capable to. He was guarding Davis at times and doing a really good job.
1-2-2 press shown from Lakewood. They bounce it into Reed, who's trapped in the corner by Volkanczyk and Seguin. They're going to say it went off of Volkanczyk, out of bounds, and Grayer pumping up the defense and pumping up this crowd.
This is the game. Close game. You got the crowd. This is what you play high school basketball for.
4 minutes remaining. The atmosphere has been electric here at Lakewood High School. Davis is cut off, and he works it around to Mankins. Davis will work. He's going to take that step back three. Deadly from Davis. Darius Davis is lethal with that step back pass.
Find the middle. Let's get the ball. Be strong with it.
A little more of a man look here that Parma has as Harper was shadowed between the middle. Grayer looking. He finds Harper. Harper had some room, but he's going to pull it out. And Coach Kamak is showing him the cycle sign. Let's move this ball and use the clock to our advantage. Nice pass underneath by Hollenberg. Hollenberg to Grayer. Grayer up and good.
Acrobatic, man. That's a tough layup, and he knocked it down.
3 minutes to go in this one. 3-point lead for the Rangers, and Grayer is locked in. Moving his feet, moving his hands, and a 10-second
Let's
call.
go. Good job,
Lakewood.
Rangers.
That's going to get everybody up on their feet. What a defensive possession by Lakewood, taking advantage of the fact that Parma couldn't get the ball over in 10 seconds.
That's even more impressive. They weren't even trapping, and they got a 10-second goal. That's just MJ Grayer locking. Yes.
I would find it hard to get around him, too, in 10 seconds. As they're going to get a quick substitution, Williamson's going to check in here. This is the veteran lineup for Parma. This is the group they put out there in crunch time. If anything's going to happen for Parma, it's going to be because of these five, with Mankins, Vanderlyn, Davis, Reed, and Williamson. Hamden, Seguin, Grayer, Hollenberg, and Harper for the Rangers out there right now. Hollenberg had a great look at it. It was just short. What a rebound, however, by Lakewood. Hamden with a spin move. He finds the guy with a nice, tough rip.
And this is where the Rangers, this young Rangers team, needs to learn how to win close games like this. They need to be strong, smart with the ball.
Now, Hollenberg thought about it. He's going to work it back out, and Coach Gamock's going to implore the Rangers to just use the space to their advantage. Hamden shoots it. No good. Hollenberg is fouled.
Woo.
Boy, a questionable shot results in a saving grace, but that's because Andre Hollenberg didn't give up.
And this is where I'm saying this young team needs to, take a smart shot. They need to, know what they need to do. We need to move the ball. You got the lead. We talked about Parma trying to run out some clock. Rangers need to run out the clock. We're shooting 2 free throws every single time we get fouled now.
Nice stroke from Hollenberg. Nothing but net to calm the nerves of the Rangers.
And this is where it gets dicey, only having one timeout. You'd love to call one and say, hey, guys, know where Darius Davis is at all times.
That one off the back iron. A tough rebound by Williamson, and Hollenberg splits the pair.
Now, Rangers need to be smart defensively. Next foul on the Rangers, they're shooting the ball. So be smart, wall up, know where Darius Davis is at all times, but do not foul anybody.
Davis going to work on a Williamson pick as Grayer will switch off. That one was floated into the corner and into the waiting arms of Miles Harper. Harper working and trying to work some space.
Yeah, got to get it over, though.
Harper working it. He gets it across. They're going to call 10 seconds. Sagai didn't get both. That's the rule, Pat. You got to be firmly established where to avoid that 10 seconds.
Yes.
You got to be in the.
Usually you get the benefit of the doubt if it's that close, but
well,
it's tough.
When one gets called.
Yes,
the
true.
Other,
true.
Yes.
They're
the sand starts to fall. A little
the
bit
10-second call is one of the hardest things to do because you got to be right on the money.
Davis, that deadly step back again. Oh, just off. And they're going to say that Williamson fouled Grayer. Grayer's got to be careful.
I love MJ's emotion. We got to keep him under control. A technical foul would be really bad for the Rangers.
Williamson, another loose ball foul as Hamden is going, hey, let's keep our composure here. And when you think of composure, you think of Drew Jablonowski, who got tapped but brought back. That's happened before in our
You got to be ready.
Under 2 minutes remaining here. Lakewood 49, Parma 45. A classic on the Lakewood Sports Channel, brought to you by First Federal of Lakewood. Grayer will go to the line shooting 2 free throws. Lakewood in the double bonus. Parma 1 foul away from the bonus. That one no good.
Regroup, knock this one down. It's a 2-possession game right now, but with the shooting of Darius Davis, you'd love to get as many points on the board as you can.
Second one just finds itself over the front iron and in. And Lakewood will show some more pressure. Mankins finds himself all alone. Underneath, the floater, no good. Really nice defense by Sagai.
Yeah, that was a big play from a freshman. Willing to take a charge, didn't get it, but affected the shot.
Dribbling it into a danger zone, but he found the waiting arms of Harper. Harper trying to take this one under a minute with Lakewood leading by 5.
Spread it out.
Hamden gets it to the corner. Hollenberg is trapped, but a skip pass finds Harper wide open at the top of the key.
Really good job by Andre.
Lakewood wants to bring this one home, and Parma will start to foul, trailing by 5. 2 free throws coming from Mike Hamden.
Man, did my heart go a little bit when we got in that corner. That's not where you want the ball.
I was thinking. I didn't think that was on Coach Gamock's checklist for the stall.
But Andre was strong with the ball, got it out, made a good, strong pass.
If you do find yourself in the corner with the ball, you're not going to the sideline because that's where the trap's coming. So a really, forward-thinking pass there.
And that saved Coach Gamock from using his last time out.
Yes, because, he probably wanted to use it to avoid the 10 seconds.
But Andre was strong with it, saw a guy, and was able to make a really good pass.
Yep. That one up and good. Some big free throws by Hamden. 1 minute remains, and Lakewood leads this one by 7. They have been all over Parma in this second half. Reed fires from the corner. That one no good. Harper tips it to Mankins. Mankins and Hampton wrestled with it,
Wow.
and it was Hamden. Hamden was knocked to the ground. That 3 no good.
Great.
Davis and Grayer wrestle with it, and a jump ball will keep the ball with Parma. Man, what a sequence there.
Yeah, really good job on crashing on MJ. Just need to take care of the ball in this last 46 seconds.
Keith Reed will inbound here. What a sequence there as Williamson comes back in.
Really impressed with Lucas's, as a freshman, getting in there and playing some good minutes down the stretch here.
Williamson finds himself open underneath. Harper had a hand in there. Mankins pass, tipped by Sagan. And now Parma will have to work quick. Davis in the corner, can't find any room. He's fouled.
That is not what you need.
And boy, if Lakewood just would have kept ground there, he would have had a really tough shot to convert.
Yeah, that is that's not what you want there for the Ranger. That's a tough one.
It will be a free throw contest the rest of the way. Drew Jablonowski getting ready to check in. It's Davis, the leading scorer in Northeast Ohio, at the line, looking to shoot 3 free throws. First one up and in for Davis, who is a sweet shooting guard.
Say a shooter of his caliber can really knock it down at the line as well.
I want to give him 3 chances. Coach Kamak having an out-of-body experience on the sideline. We're trying to will his Rangers to a victory here, and what a victory it would be, Pat. Second one up and in. This is crunch time. These guys got to be really strong with the basketball. Checks out, and boy, Pat, was he instrumental in the comeback that Lakewood
on
was
both sides of the ball.
Yes.
I mean, over here, he does a good job. He made some good passes down here. He's affecting shots, getting deflections. It's huge.
All 3 are good from Davis, and here comes Parma's pressure. Hamden's going to work. He's going to step through. He finds Harper, who's fouled right away by Reed.
And that's a guy you want to put on the line for us.
30 seconds remaining. Harper's hands are sure hands from the free throw line, and I'm going to say it just for the record, no jinx. No announcer's jinx, all right? I'm calling it right now. Lakewood leading by 4 now after 3 free throws from Davis. Coach Higgs, Coach Kamak, Coach Gerhardt strategizing on the bench. Harper's first one up and in, and that is pure from the junior.
You love to see this kid at the line. This is a guy that is a guy you want there.
Harper's second one up and good, and Hollenberg is going to face guard Davis on the inbounds here, and he has strict instructions to not foul.
Do not foul.
Back to a 6-point lead for the Rangers.
I think they're
under
going to
30 seconds remaining. They're going to double Davis, it looks like, and take him out of the equation. Reed finds himself in the corner. That option shut off. Davis curls around a screen. He finds himself off the front iron. Mankins knocks it around. Reed for 3. That one no good. Grayer pulls it down. A foul is going to be called on Williamson, and Grayer will go to the line to put this one on ice.
Yeah, that was close to being a jump ball. It would have been, I believe, Rangers' possession either way, but big rebounding.
Parma not going to they're going to send 2. Lakewood not going to send
I don't think
any.
you don't want to risk a foul for the Rangers.
6 points separate Lakewood and Parma, and it's been all MJ Grayer tonight. We can't wait to have him on the broadcast, Matt.
And
that's going to be must-see TV.
And that should do it. I'm not going to, 3-possession game now.
MJ up and good. He sinks both.
Do not
and Lakewood
foul.
will look to play sterling defense here as they lead 56-48. Davis, long range, no good. 5 seconds remaining, and you can all but put it on the board for the purple and gold. What a game. What a second half for Lakewood, Pat.
This is the best game they played all year.
Oh.
I mean, and by far.
It wasn't the best start.
No, it was one of the worst starts.
Complete game as the buzzer sounds at Lakewood High School. It's Lakewood 56, Parma 48. What a performance by Lakewood to come out on top in this one.
Man, and it's fun to see, especially when, it's a team effort. I mean, everybody did their part on that one. in different facets.
What a game from Lakewood.
I will go get MJ.
Excellent. We're going to have MJ on to talk about his performance, and what a performance it was. Lakewood takes this one from Parma 56-48. It was a flat-out knockout fight for most of this game. There were tense moments. There were tough moments, and MJ Grayer played a huge part in getting this one across the finish line for Lakewood. He's going to come up to the booth right now and join us, and I think this is going to be an interview for the ages. MJ, what a game you had there, buddy. That was excellent. Tell us a little bit about what you were feeling in that second half. You were all over the place.
I just had to feel the energy, really. My teammates helped me more, and that's how we came back, really.
You were all over the place tonight. I think it would be fair to say your game against Valley Forge, probably not one of your favorite games you've ever played, but you certainly turned it on tonight and just would not let Lakewood fall behind by much. You willed the team on both ends of the floor tonight. What was going through your mind when you knocked down that three? Because that had to be one of the moments of the second half.
That was really like, man, I had a momentum, so I just said, let me shoot it.
That's not normally your shot, but
yeah.
it fell for you, and the place erupted.
Mm-hmm.
So Lakewood now sits at 2-1 in the GLC. This was probably the biggest game on your schedule up until this point. Parma came in 5-1. The season hasn't gone according to plan for Lakewood. What were you saying to the guys in the locker room, in the huddle before this game, to really make sure that everybody's mind was right and you were ready to go?
We're going to keep fighting no matter what. Like, we're not going to let nobody bring us down after all those losses we had. We're just going to keep fighting. And nobody should count us out because we still coming.
Well, MJ, you're 2-1 in the conference, and you have a real shot at winning this thing. I think we can expect some awesome games coming up here for the Rangers. Well, great job tonight, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. It was so fun watching you out there. You did a heck of a job.
Thank you.
All right, MJ? MJ Grayer for you folks. One of the best performances we've seen this season from him and from a Lakewood Ranger, period, Pat. I haven't seen a guy play with that much heart in a long time.
No, he came out in that second half just motivated. He did it on all ends of the court. I mean, he hit some big shots. He locked down and pretty much got a 10-second violation on his own. It was awesome to see. And you know what? Other guys on the team did a really good job of stepping up as well.
This could be the game for Lakewood that sends this season in a different direction.
Oh, it definitely can. I mean, confidence was gained by Braden Volkanczyk. He may not have hit 10 threes, but he had a couple steals, a couple big rebounds, a couple big assists. Lucas hit some big shot, or didn't hit some big shots, but played really good defensively.
Sure.
Miles Harper came down, hit some monster free throws down the end. Michael Hamden, came down and handled the basketball. It was Andre. I go on and on. Everyone.
We certainly can, and we're certainly glad that you joined us for an instant classic on the Lakewood Sports Channel, and that puts Lakewood at 2-1 in the GLC East with a really good shot at playing some really meaningful games down the stretch here, Pat, and to contend for that conference championship.
Yes, and this is one that you use as motivation and say, hey, this is a standard. Now let's use this and let's replicate this every game.
Well, it was a fun one. Danny Arth had a great time behind the camera, and at halftime, Pat Hayes, Grant Graves, we had just about as much fun as you can watching Lakewood Ranger basketball, and that's because it ends up in a Lakewood Rangers W. So for the Lakewood Sports Channel presented by First Federal of Lakewood, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We can't wait to be back with you next week. And remember, go Rangers!